cluster detected following 2 positive cases at Old Folks Home. TNB summoned to clarify increase in electricity bills. Good afternoon, I'm Renee Fong. You're watching Updates at Noon. The Health Ministry MOH has detected a new COVID-19 cluster involving a senior citizen care centre in Kuala Selangor after 3 positive cases were detected so far. Health Director General Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah said 2 positive cases were detected on 17th May through screenings at the home.
Setelah hampir sebulan kemudian, kes ketiga ini pula didapati positif COVID-19 daripada saringan Severe Acute Respiratory Illness iaitu SARI apabila dimasukkan ke ward Hospital Tanjung Karang pada 13 Jun 2020. Ini merupakan saringan kali kedua bagi beliau iaitu negatif pada saringan pertama semasa saringan Pusat Penjagaan Warga Mas.
Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham said to date, 12 workers and 26 residents were tested, with all staff and other 24 residents tested negative. He added active case detection is underway and preventive measures have been taken, including disinfection and decontamination. On another note, Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham said the Health Ministry will study the manpower aspect and additional positions before the proposal on shift system at health clinics nationwide could be implemented. He said the proposal was made to reduce congestion at the health facilities while extending their operation hours.
Tetapi sebelum kita nak laksanakan, kita perlu melihat kepada semua manusia, warga Kementerian Kesihatan dan juga pertambahan jawatan supaya kita dapat melaksanakan 2 shift. Jadi kita kena lihat dan mungkin kita akan laksanakan cara perintis dulu untuk beberapa klinik kesihatan.
Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham was responding to a call made by the Congress of Unions of Employees in the Public and Civil Services, QPACS, which urged the ministry to postpone the implementation of double shift system at health clinics to allow discussions with the Congress and the stakeholders. He said the ministry understands the issues of executing the proposal with the current manpower, as it may cause officers to work from morning until night. Senior Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob has refuted claims that house-to-house swab tests are being conducted by the Health Ministry as viral on social media. He said MOH had never gone around conducting tests on individuals suspected to be infected with COVID-19, except at locations subjected to stricter control under the Enhanced Movement Control Order, EMCO. Recently, social media platforms have been abuzz with news that some people claiming to be MOH representatives were going door to door to conduct swab tests. As such, the senior minister advised the public to be wary and not fall prey to tactics deployed by this irresponsible party.
Jadi saya haraplah kepada rakyat kita supaya jangan tertipu dengan perkara-perkara seperti ini. Jika didapati mereka terus ada kes-kes yang datang ke rumah mengaku daripada Kementerian Kesihatan dan sebagainya dengan tujuan apa saja, tolong laporkan kepada pihak polis dengan segera.
Meanwhile, Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri, who is also Defence Minister, urged the public to assist the police in the fight against online gambling syndicates and illegal gambling outlets operating during the MCO. The Finance Ministry, through the Royal Malaysian Customs Department, is committed to ensuring that the Goods and Services Tax GST refund to taxpayers will be expedited and payment to be made beginning 22nd June. Its Minister Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Abdul Aziz said the payment process would be completed by December this year. The minister in a statement said the ministry has agreed for the Customs Department to employ the pay first and audit later approach for selected companies based on the Goods and Services Tax Repeal Act 2018 and also certain criteria. In this regard, he said he has instructed the department to expedite the refund process that had been deferred due to the Movement Control Order MCO and Conditional MCO, during which the field audits could not be done. Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul said the decision would hopefully ease the cash flow of the various business sectors during the challenging economic recovery period. This effort, he added, was in line with the economic recovery steps introduced under the National Economic Recovery Plan Penjana unveiled by Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin on 5th June 2020. The Social Security Organisation SOCSO has disbursed a total of 103 million ringgit in financial aid under the Employment Retention Programme ERP to about 30,000 workers who lost their jobs up to end of May. Human Resources Minister Datuk Sri M. Saravanan said that the three most affected and high-risk sectors for job losses were manufacturing, hotel and tourism. The ministry said his ministry has introduced various initiatives for the affected employees, including helping them for re-employment.
Kita ada pelbagai inisiatif di mana memberi inisiatif untuk mereka kekal di tempat kerja, upskilling, reskilling, cross-skilling dan juga sumbangan kepada majikan apabila mereka mengambil hiring inisiatif kepada majikan. Tetapi walaupun itu keadaan sebenarnya belum jelas lagi. Now we have introduced various programs. Masa dah sampai masa hujung kan baru kita tahu keadaan sebenar.
Datuk Sri Saravanan was met after presenting the letters of appointment to SOCSO's new chairman, Tan Sri Dr. Muhammad Hanifah Abdullah, as well as the agency's board members, investment panelists and members of its several committees in Kuala Lumpur. Meanwhile, he urged for the construction of SOCSO Rehabilitation Centre for the Northern Zone to be accelerated, as it would benefit to those who were injured and suffering from illnesses. The Energy and Natural Resources Ministry has called Tenaga Nasional Berhad TNB to clarify the increase in electricity bills since the implementation of the Movement Control Order MCO, which has caused public outcry. Minister concerned, Datuk Dr. Shamsul Anwar Nasara, said the ministry and the Energy Commission had summoned TNB's top management led by its Chief Executive Officer, Datuk Sri Amir Hamzah Azizan.
Untuk membentangkan apa yang mampu TNB laksanakan dalam tempoh ini bagi melihat isu dibangkitkan oleh rakyat. Maka kita telah mendapat pandangan tadi. Dalam waktu sama juga kementerian juga mengemukakan pandangan-pandangan kita apa yang perlu dan baik untuk kita lakukan. Maka di ketika ini kita beri peluang pula kepada TNB dan saya dipahamkan ketika ini mereka sedang memvaluasi.
Asked if TNB would be held liable for making a mistake in the calculation, the minister said TNB cannot calculate bills arbitrarily. Adding whatever it does, it must obtain approval from the Energy Commission as a supervisory body and regulator for the energy industry. The Election Commission EC will be enforcing a special standard operating procedure SOP throughout the Cheney by-election held during the Recovery Movement Control Order RMCO period. Its chairman, Dato' Azhar Azizan Harun, said top of the list is abiding social distancing, the use of face masks and hand sanitizers, and also taking the temperature of those involved in the by-election process. In a statement said this SOP will be strictly enforced throughout the campaign period, during voting day and during official counting of votes. Dato' Azhar said the process of handing over nomination papers will be as per usual practice, but candidates will no longer be allowed to have a procession to the nomination centre along with their supporters. Only the candidate, a proposer and a seconder will be allowed to enter the nomination centre. He said during the campaign period, no gatherings will be allowed and candidates or supporters are not to carry out home visits on voters. Instead, candidates are encouraged to maximize campaign methods via social media. Datuk Azhar said voters with symptoms and do not pass temperature checks will still be allowed to vote at a special tent and will be monitored by health officers. He said the EC will come up with information on voting for voters who are COVID-19 positive patients, individuals who are being treated as persons under investigation, as well as those who are under health surveillance. Further details on the SOP can be found at the EC website www.spr.gov.my. Economy Task Force will be focusing on three key components, namely government policies, economic and social systems in efforts to promote the country's digital economy. Communications and Multimedia Minister Dato' Saifuddin Abdullah said the task force is co-chaired by him and Science, Technology and Innovation Minister Khairi Jamaluddin, adding that officer-level discussions were ongoing and the first meeting would be held soon.
Jadi di bawah kerajaan tentulah kita akan revisit this whole idea about e-government, ya. Kemudian di situlah nanti lahirnya isu besar yang kerajaan harus come up with a strong policy, cloud policy apa dia sebagai contoh. Dalam bisnes tentulah e-dagang dan sejauh mana PKS dah melakukan transformation untuk e-dagang. Kemudian soal masyarakat ialah pendidikan, latihan, talent dan sebagainya. Dan termasuk di bawah sosial itu ialah soal industri kreatif.
Datuk Saifuddin was met during his first official visit to the Malaysian Digital Economy Corporation MDEC in Cyberjaya. On MDEC's work plans, the minister said the corporation is currently focusing on the implementation of programs under the National Economic Recovery Plan Penjana following the COVID-19 pandemic. The Education Ministry has launched the Digital Educational Learning Initiative Malaysia DELIMA, a refresh of its digital learning platform for teachers, educators and students. The platform offers applications and services such as Google Classroom, Microsoft Office 365 and Apple Teacher Learning Center. Education Ministry in a statement said DELIMA is averaging 1.7 million monthly active users to date and currently has 10,000 schools, 370,000 teachers and 2.5 million students registered to the system. The statement said the platform was envisioned with the aim of having digital learning accessible to all via a multi-technology ecosystem, providing students the ability to learn at any time regardless of location and paving way for digital transformation in Malaysia. Small and medium enterprises, SMEs, regardless of their size and industry, have the power to effect change on the way the world does business and even influencing multinationals to follow the lead. Quoting DCAP Group Managing Director Stella Cox, London-based independent economist Mushtaq Parker said SMEs are the backbone of national economies and collectively their actions are hugely significant. Elaborating further on the matter, Mushtaq said SME's change in behavior likely can't shift its entire industry, but collectively, any changes in behavior, whether by changing the way they do business with their clients, where they source their products, or how they treat their employees, can have positive impacts which can ripple across industries and geographies. Cox also said many SMEs would look to their own peers for leadership, as proven results and outcomes from actions taken by peers were easier to identify with and more applicable as relevant reference source. DCAP Group operates as a key provider of Shari-compliant products, asset classes and instruments in both the primary and secondary markets. Meanwhile, the Malaysia External Trade Development Corporation MATRADE has introduced a Market Development Grant MDG guideline for online export promotions in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. Under the new guidelines, small and medium-sized enterprises SMEs may claim for certain expenses for their participation in virtual trade events to promote exports starting from 1st July this year. In a statement released yesterday, the agency said eligible companies can apply for a reimbursable grant for activities under two categories, namely virtual international trade fairs and virtual trade promotion missions, where business-to-business B2B meetings are organized. Introduced in 2002, the MDG aims to assist SME exporters in promoting Malaysian products and services, as well as enhance product branding in the international markets. Chief Executive Officer Datuk Wan Latif Wan Musa said the pandemic has impacted the way businesses are conducted worldwide, and leveraging digital platforms has become a new normal. He said travel restrictions imposed by many countries around the world to curb the spread of COVID-19 has expedited digitalization of businesses for the purpose of export promotions. Datuk Wan Latif also hopes that SMEs will actively participate in virtual business events and ensure that their presence in the international market continues to be felt to propel the nation's economic growth as Malaysia enters into economic recovery mode. Since it was launched in 2002, the MDG has benefited 23,457 companies. That's it from us this afternoon. In our top story, new cluster detected following 2 positive cases at Old Folks Home. Thanks for watching. I'm Renee Fong and have a pleasant afternoon.